We are on the Great Ohio River.
We're around Shawneetown, Illinois.
Right. There's such a huge amount of water and such a great resource. There's flatheads in here, there's channels, there's blues. But look at this massive quantity of water. What a fishery, what a resource, and hardly anybody's using it. There's flatheads in here, there's channels, there's blues. And what are you most likely to catch drifting like this today?
Blues and channels. And the water is 87 degrees.
Wow.
And the fish are, the ones you're going to catch are the aggressive fish. So the way to find the aggressive fish that are scattered out over a vast area is to drift through them.
Just keep moving.
Just keep moving and keep putting the bait in front of as many fish as you can.
Yummy skipjack steaks.
Yes, sir. We're using 3-finger wide, chunks of skipjack for bait. Usually the ones they hit are the ones in the back because that's the first bait to get to them. Just keep the nose up the river in the current and drift along, and this is an ideal drift right here, it really is. Just the natural flow of the river and just a natural presentation, because that's how it's coming by them. It's just a chunk of fish or whatever comes by and they go up and get it. A lot of times they'll hit it and your line will just go slack. And then the next thing you know, that's when that rod loads up. He's on there, he's on there. Just real steady.
Oh, he's there.
Yeah,
wow.
He's there. I told you, when they're there now. Just a good typical drift size fish.
Let's see, I can do that all day.
Just a good representation of the Ohio River blue cat, driftfish size there.
See ya. Wow, that guy's pulling right there.
Good fish?
Yeah, he feels pretty good.
There you go. Good job, good job.
Nice.
Good job.
How about that?
There we go.
Please let me go, please let me go.
He's talking, wasn't he? Good, healthy, pretty blue there. Good job. There we go. We'll let him go.
Go ahead. See you, buddy. Come back and see us when you're about 50 pounds. Why is it that catfishing is getting so popular?
There's a tremendous love for the sport, and you have a bunch of old timers that are, renowned for it, and the best way for me to be able to do this all the time is to fish for catfish, because that's what we have here.
When you think of catfishing, a lot of times you think of, your grandfather, your great uncle. It's a lot of, these old guys. They've been having all the fun.
The memories I have of my grandfather are all fishing. People say, "Well, man, why do you want to clean all those fish?" To be honest with you, the best memories I have is not so much the fishing; it's standing around the fillet table, filleting out all those catfish and white bass, or and talking with family while you're doing it.
I got a fish right there.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Well, how about that? Now, that's a eater right there, boy.
Oh yeah.
Yummy, yummy. Goodness gracious. So what we've done here is just basically, you've switched up to a treble hook and find the nastiest, stinkiest stuff you can put on. You don't have a whole lot of weight on here, just enough to keep you down there.
Just enough to keep it down, drifting across those rocks.
And you kind of switch to some smaller fish, and boy, it seems like if you find one, you find them all, huh?
Yep.
Now, Paul, when you're catfishing, it's a great big river. What do you look for as far as on the bottom, structure-wise? Where's a good place to start?
A lot of these fish key to channel ledges, where it starts off shallow up towards the bank, and then the bank will drop off. And then right along that channel ledge is where they'll school up. The fish have just got off the spawning bed, and I'm trying to find them up here in just a little bit shallower water where they may be up feeding. This is not a really active time of year, you know, to get after them unless you're drift fishing. To me, this anchored up waiting for something to happen is not my deal. I like to take it to them per se.
Keep moving.
Good eater.
You know, something we've been showing a lot of this year is fishing in rivers and fishing in your local waters. As high as gas is, you may want to think about checking out the rivers in your area. River equals catfish. And it's hard telling what you might catch. You might catch hybrids, you might catch striper, depending on where you're fishing. Some great fishing to be done out there.
Yeah.
And again, you don't have to have real fancy equipment to do any of this type of stuff. You could have spinning rods, you could have whatever. But you want it to be at least a good heavyweight rod. And,
right.
And you've got up to 5 ounces here to get you down there and keep you down. There's more current than what you think here.
And I even typically use an 8-ounce sinker.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Good. Now, circle hook, again, they're becoming more and more popular, especially with drift fishing and something like that, because they kind of catch themselves. Yeah. All it takes is applied pressure behind them, whether they're doing that themselves or somebody's pulling. You don't have to that big hook set, which is nice. And a lot of time it gets them right there in the side of the mouth, right there where it should be. I believe you hit the honey hole here. You're just lucky. We didn't have the old Kentucky Afield cooler today.